Recently, I came across a meme about the GST rate of popcorn featuring our finance minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. Yeah, it's true that the 55th GST Council meeting has once again brought attention to the GST rates and the tax applicability of the goods and services. Do you have the list of all the revised rates? Hello everyone, I'm Parminder Kaur from Team Webtel. In this video, I will update you on the recent announcement from the 55th GST Council meeting, including new changes in the GST rates, clarification, procedural changes, and deferred decisions. So stay tuned, and before starting this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Webtel Electrosoft, for regular Compliance Tuesday. The important changes that was announced in 55th GST Council meeting, which was held on 21st December 2024. The changes that was discussed was regarding the changes in GST rates of the goods etc., measures for facilitation of the trade, measure for streamlining compliances in the GST. So first we will discuss about the changes in GST rates. Corporate sponsorship services under the forward charges. Supply of sponsorship services provided by the body corporate to be bought under the forward charges mechanism. The forward charges mechanism under GST refer to a taxation method where the supply of the goods or services is liable to pay the tax. Unlike the RCM, that is reverse charges mechanism, where the recipient is responsible for the tax, the forward charges ensure that the supplier account for the GST at the point of the supply. GST rates on the restaurant services in hotel. To omit the definition of declared tariff in hotels, to suitably amend the definition of a specified premises from the service rate and exemption notification, to link it with actual value of the supply of any unit of the accommodation provided by the hotel, to make the rate of GST applicable on restaurant services in such hotels for given financial year dependent upon the value of the supply of the unit of accommodation made in preceding financial year as below. If the value of the supply for any unit of accommodation in the preceding financial year, that is up to 7,500, then the rate of GST will be 5% and ITC won't be available. But if the value of the supply for any unit of the accommodation in preceding financial year is above 7,500, then the rate of the GST will be 18% and ITC will be available. Tax on restaurant services in hotel at the rate of 18% with ITC will be optional. If the hotel so chooses, it can give the declaration to that effect on or before the beginning of the financial year or to obtain registration. The above changes to be made effective from 1st April 2025 to avoid any transaction difficulties. No GST on RCM on commercial rent for composition taxpayer. To exclude composition taxpayer from RCM on renting of any commercial immovable property by unregistered person. Further, to regularize the period from the date when the notification was number 09/2024 CTR dated 8th October 24 become effective, that is from 10th October 24. Till the date of issuance of the proposed notification on as is where is basis. GST rate on margin on sale of old vehicles. To increase the GST rate from 12% to 18% on sale of all old and used vehicle, including EVs. GST is applicable only on the value that represent margin of the supplier, that is the difference between the purchase price and the selling price, and not on the value of the vehicle. Also, it is not applicable in the case of unregistered person, so it will not be applicable on an individual selling his old car to the end user directly. Changes in the definition of pre-packaged and labeled. To amend the definition of pre-packaged and labeled, it will cover all commodities that are intended for the retail sale and containing not more than 25 kg or 25 liters, which are pre-packed as defined under the Legal Methodology Act, or a label affixed thereto is required to bear the declaration under the provision of the Act and the rules. Clarification on rate of different type of the popcorns. There is no new imposition of any tax in this regard, and it is merely a clarification to settle the dispute arising out of interpretation, as certain field units were demanding different tax rate on the same. It has been decided to regularize the issue for the passed on as is where is basis. Now, if the type of the popcorn that is ready to eat, which is mixed with the salt and spices, supplied as other than pre-packed and labeled, example popcorn sold in the cinema hall or the multiplex, then 5% GST is applicable. If the popcorn supplied as pre-packed and labeled, then 12% GST is applicable. If the popcorn mixed with the sugar, thereby changing its character to sugar confectionery, example caramel popcorn, then 18% GST is applicable. No GST on certain penal charges by bank and NBFC. To clarify that no GST is payable on the penal charges levied and collected by the bank and NBFC from borrower for non-compliance with loan terms. Now we will discuss on the measure for facilitation of the trade. Supply of goods from SEZ and FTWZ. To explicitly provide that supply of the goods warehoused in a special economic zone, that is SEZ, or free trade warehousing zone, that is FTWZ, to any person before clearance of such goods for exports or to domestic tariff area shall be treated neither as a supply of goods nor as a supply of the services. This brings transaction related to supply of goods warehoused in SEZ FTWZ at par with the existing provision in GST for transaction in custom bonded warehouse. Taxability of vouchers. Transaction in vouchers shall be treated neither as a supply of the goods nor as a supply of the services. Distribution of vouchers on principal to principal basis shall not be subject to GST. However, where vouchers are distributed to principal to agent basis, the commission fee or any other amount charged by the agent for such distribution is taxable under GST. Additional services such as advertisement, co-branding, marketing and promotion, customization and technology support, customer support, etc. related to voucher would be leviable to GST on the amount paid for these services. Unredeemed vouchers would not be considered as a supply under GST, and no GST is payable on income booked in the account in respect of breakage. Clarification regarding requirement of reversal of input tax credit by electronic commerce operator in respect of the supplies made under Section 95 of CGST Act 2017. No promotional reversal of ITC under the Section 71 or the Section 72 of CGST Act 2017 is required to be made by the ECO in respect of the supply for which they are required to pay tax under the Section 95 of the CGST Act 2017. Clarification on availability of ITC as per Section 16(2)(b) of CGST Act 2017 in respect of goods which have been delivered by the supplier at his place of business. To clarify that in an export work contract where goods are delivered by the supplier to the recipient or the transporter at the supplier place of business and the property of good transferred to the recipient at that point, the goods are considered to be received by the recipient under the Section 16(2)(b) of CGST Act 2017. Recipient may claim ITC on such goods subject to the condition outlined in the section 16 and 17 of CGST Act 2017. Clarification regarding applicability of late fee for delay in furnishing of the Form GST 9C and providing waiver of the late fee on delayed furnishing of the Form GST 9C for the period from 2017-18 to 2022-23. To clarify through a circular that the late fee under the section 47(2) of the CGST Act 2017 is leviable for the delay in filing the completed annual return under the section 44 of the CGST Act 2017, which include both the Form GST 9, that is annual return, and Form GST 9C, that is reconciliation statement, where applicable. For the annual return pertaining to the period 2017-18 to 22-23, the GST Council also recommended to issue notification under the section 128 of CGST Act 2017 for waiver of the amount of late fee for delayed filing of the Form GST 9C, which is in excess of the amount of the late fee payable till the date of filing of the Form GST 9 for the said financial year, provided the said Form GST 9C is filed on or before 31st December 2025. Now the measures and the streamlining of the compliances in the GST. First is track and trace mechanism. To empower the government to enforce the track and trace mechanism for specified evasion-prone commodities like cigarette and other tobacco products. The system shall be based on the unique identification marking which shall be affixed on the said goods of the package thereof. This will provide a legal framework for developing such a system and will help to implementation of mechanism for tracing specified commodity throughout the supply chain. Under the similar regulation in the UK and EU, all entities involved in manufacturing, importing, storing, selling or transporting tobacco product must register and use unique ID. Goods are scanned at every stage from import or production to retail, with data electronically transmitted for tracking. Clarification regarding recording of the correct detail of the name of the state of the unregistered recipient, as well as a correct declaration of the place of the supply in respect of the supply of online services. To clarify that in respect of the supply of online services such as the supply of online money gaming, OITAR services, etc. to unregistered recipient, the supplier is required to mandatorily record the name of the state of the unregistered recipient on the tax invoices. Such name of the state of the recipient shall be deemed to be addressed on the record of the recipient for the purpose of the section 12(2)(b) of the IGST Act 2017, read with the proviso to Rule 46F of the CGST Rule 2017. Pre-deposit for filing an appeal against an order of the penalty. Amendment in Section 107 and Section 112 of CGST Act 17 to provide for the payment of pre-deposit for filing an appeal in respect of an order passed which involves only penalty amount. To amend the proviso to the Section 1076 of the CGST Act 2017 providing for the payment of pre-deposit at 10% instead of the 25% for filing appeal before appellate authority in case involving only demand of penalty without involving the demand of the tax. To insert a new proviso to the Section 1128 of the CGST Act 2017 providing for the payment of pre-deposit at 10% for filing appeal before appellate tribunal in cases involving only demand of the penalty without involving the demand of the tax. Amendment in the provision pertaining to input server distributor mechanism under CGST Act 2017 and CGST Rules 2017. To amend Section 261 and the Section 21 of the CGST Act 2017 to explicitly include interstate RCM transaction under the IST mechanism by including reference to the supply subject to the tax under Section 5.3 and 5.4 of IGST Act 2017 in the said provision. Consequently, to amend Section 22 of the CGST Act 2017 and the Rule 39(1)(a) of the CGST Rule 2017. This amendment in CGST Act 2017 are to be made effective from 1st April 2025. Provision for the grant of the temporary identification number by the tax officer to the person not liable to be registered otherwise. To insert new Rule 16A in CGST Rule 17 to provide for the separate provision for the generation of the temporary identification number for the person who are not liable to be registered under the CGST Act, but are required to make any payment as per Rule 87.4 of the CGST Rule 2017. To amend Rule 87.4 of the CGST Rule 17, incorporating a reference to the new rule and consequently modification of the Form GST Registration 12. Amendment in the field category of the registered person of the taxpayer who opted for composition levy through Form CMP02. To amend sub-rule 1 of the Rule 19 of CGST Rule 17 to include reference to the Form GST CMP02 in the said rule to allow the taxpayer to modify the category of the registered person in the Table 5 of the Form GST CMP02 through the Form GST REG 14. Amendment in law in respect of functionality of invoice management system. To provide a legal framework in respect of generation of the Form GST to be based on the action taken by the taxpayer on the invoice management system. To specifically provide for the requirement of the reversal of input tax credit as is attributable to a credit note by the recipient to enable the reduction of output tax liability of the supplier. To prescribe the manner in which the output tax liability of the supplier shall be adjusted against the credit note issued by him. Provide that Form GST 3B of the tax period shall be allowed to be filed only after Form GST 2B of the said tax period is made available on the portal. I hope you have understood that these recommendations are designed to simplify GST compliances and clarify various tax-related issues. The decision of the Council will be enacted through relevant notification and amendments. For better comprehension, check out the blog link in the video description box and share it with your friends and colleagues. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comment section. Also, you can comment if you have any doubt. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Next Tuesday, we will come up with another interesting video. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned with us for a better compliance and enterprise journey.